It's Friday, July 19th, and we're talking about making events big.
The conversation starts now, only on Foster TV.
We'll be back. It's Friday, July 19th, and we are here in the Foster Life studio. We're talking about making special events big today, and I think that we have a really good show planned for them. Joe Mama is in the studio today.
She's in the house today.
Yeah, she's going to be doing some crafts, and Cindy is going to be on. She's kind of filling in for Courtney, where Courtney is on her hiatus, working on her master's degree and her new show for Foster Life that's coming up. So Cindy will be in the house too. I have bad news for you.
What's the bad news?
We're not making snacks today.
Oh, I was hoping we were going to make one.
I know. Tristan loves it when we make snacks in the studio, and that's always a good thing. So we've been talking a lot about this. It's the National Foster Care Institution conference that was in Washington, D.C. And the cool thing about this is they were talking and mentioning Foster TV, and some of the congressional or the congressmen and women were actually promoting Foster TV because we are trying to advocate for the foster community in a positive way. And so we see quite a bit of notoriety there. Guess what?
What?
We didn't even know that they knew anything about us.
Right.
So we're really thankful, and those surprises are the coolest. But we actually got to do some conference calls today with some of the people that were at this conference where they were talking about us, and they're going to be guests on our new show.
Oh, how cool.
And our new show is pretty cool because
well, it'll definitely make you cry some tears every once in a while.
Yeah,
for sure.
We had found on Foster Life, Tristan and I had found, anytime that we had a foster kid on the show, or we had an adopted story or whatever, that our views went up. And we get tens of thousands of views each episode anyway.
Right.
But sometimes when those kids were on, we would actually double and triple our views.
Right, and we love when the kids are on our show.
Oh yeah, because they just have amazing stories. So starting on Monday, so today's Friday, this Monday, the pilot for our new show is going to air, and it's Foster TV's My Story. And it's foster kids from around the country sharing their story and care. But the thing I love about it is some of them are young, some of them are younger, and they're telling their story. But we have a lady that's going to be on the show, 37 years old. She was in foster care from very young and aged out of the system. Holy smokes, does she have a story. One, it goes to show that we've made a lot of progress just in those years. We have a lot more to go, but I don't want to give it all away. But I can tell you 8 more kids in her family after her and her husband got married. You don't want to miss that one. But that's how all of these stories are on My Story. But a lot of them that we got come from this conference that was in Washington, D.C., and there's several that are going to be there. But these aren't just Missouri stories. We have people in Kansas that are going to be on, Arkansas, Oklahoma. We have people in Missouri that are going to be on. And the goal is eventually for My Life to kind of go coast to coast, telling stories, and we might be telling a story of your family here in the near future, but I think it's going to be a really cool thing. And the best part about it is, because we're a small company, we get to participate in the making of Foster TV's My Story, and I think that's encouraging for me. It makes me want to do a better job on this show, because that show is going to be, I think, a little bit above us.
Yeah.
I think anytime you get the foster kids involved, that makes a big
Yeah, we're gonna have
difference.
to work a little bit harder over this side.
Yeah, and definitely. When we come back today, we're going to join Cindy in the living room, and we're going to talk about how we can make special occasions big, and for not a lot of money.
Right.
And that is so important for these young people that are in care, and it's really easy to do. And Cindy's going to brief us on how we can do a better job doing that when we come back. Your logo deserves to be on our duffel bag. Contact Cindy McDaniel today. It's Friday. We are back here at Foster. So before we get started, did you and Cindy decide who was going to win a date escape?
Well, we stayed up till many hours in the night reading all these stories.
Okay.
And we were like, there's so many stories that are so good. How can we ever pick one?
Oh.
So what we did was we put everybody's name here in this jar.
Is that how many dates we got?
Yeah, that's how
Look
many
at
people
that.
wrote.
Oh my gosh. No wonder you guys had problems picking the winner.
Right.
Cool.
So what we're going to do is actually just draw somebody's name out of the jar.
Oh,
Make it
okay.
fair that way.
Yeah, because it was just too hard to pick.
Oh,
There was
yeah.
a lot of good stories.
It was tough, let me tell you.
I know, I read one of the stories about the kid who basically, from a young age, his dad was having him deal drugs by putting it in his pocket, and he would go hotel room to hotel room and take it out. He had kind of a rough life, and then I read another story. I only perused through a few because we had a lot of entries, but I also read the one, did you guys read the one about the lady who takes care of her daughter who's got some special needs and disabilities, and they hadn't been on a date in a while? So there was a lot to choose from, and a lot of really good stories out there. So who's gonna draw the name?
We're going to have Cindy draw one, I'll hold it.
So Cindy, and did you guys get everybody in there?
Here, let's mix it
in
up.
Okay.
Shake it up.
Did you guys double check it and triple check it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody's in there, and Cindy is going to
Here we go.
draw a name, and she's going for it. Don't be cheating now.
And for the win.
And for the winner,
You want to read it or you want me to read it?
you read it.
Candy Pendergrass.
Candy Pendergrass, and I know that she follows us and she likes our stuff, and she is a loyal support to us. And so Candy, I am so glad that you and your husband won a date, and I promise you I'm going to put my two best feet forward and produce you the best date you've ever been on. And I will make sure that happens. And hopefully they'll let us document a little bit. I mean, we don't want to ruin their night,
Yeah,
but I'd like to document a little bit of it.
Not the whole time that we have to be there, but it would be nice, to get some photos.
Oh yeah, and get some photos and a little bit of footage and stuff. So today we're talking about making special events big.
Right.
And I think that is really important. And Ethan and I try to do that as best we can. And we kind of have some rituals when we're taking kids into care. Like one of the things that happens on the very first night a kid comes to our home is we have a lot of kids, and that can be a little overwhelming. So us and the new person coming into the family, they get to go on a special just dad date where it's just us and them. They can ask questions, we can goof around with them, kind of get to know them, kind of break the ice a little bit and get those nerves down, and then we kind of acclimate them into the family. And I think that's important to do.
So when do you introduce the kids, your kids, to the new kiddo?
So we introduce them, we let them kind of acclimate, set them up in their room, show them where they're going to be, and then once we've done that, then we go to dinner, and we kind of take a couple hours just to spend with them, and then we come back in and it's about bedtime, and then the next night we have a big kind of just family party, whether it be a barbecue or we get pizza, and we just kind of make that special
I know
family time.
Movie nights in your family are big also.
Oh yeah.
So I'd imagine you do that every once in a while.
Oh yeah, we do movie nights and that type of thing as well. So a lot of times, you know, when we're talking about Christmas and birthdays and stuff, what we found is it's not the presents.
Right.
I mean, we do a lot of presents, but we do a lot of extra fun stuff that doesn't cost a lot of money, and we find that kind of takes it away from just present. So we celebrate birthdays for a whole week.
Well, and I think it's important for the kids that come into your home to know that whether they're there for a short amount of time or whether they're there for a year, that each event is big. So that they take those memories with them wherever they go.
Yep, and they can always remember, and I think every kid that we ever have, they know that we celebrate birthdays for a week. And that doesn't mean that all day long, every day for a week, that it's got to be birthday. But like one morning I'll wake up and I'll make pancakes, and I'll put candles in the birthday kids' pancakes, and then everybody else has their regular pancakes, and we make it about them.
Yeah. Something real cheap to do as far as a birthday goes would just go and buy a couple balloons, and then that morning, the week of their birthday, just walk in there with some balloons and maybe a cupcake with a candle on it and say happy birthday, and we're going to make this special for you.
Yeah, my really good friends in Florida, and I've talked about them before, Neil and Robin. Robin, if you're watching, I'm going to brag on you a little bit. You know what they do at birthdays, and they do this at Christmas too? They decorate the kids' door.
Oh.
So they like wrap it in wrapping paper, and they put all kinds of stuff on it. What a cool thing that's inexpensive.
Right.
It takes a little bit of time after they go to bed, but they wake up the next morning and the door is all decorated for their birthday, and they're
That's
like
cool.
excited for it and stuff. So I really like those types of things.
Yeah, and just going a picnic and going to the park. I mean, that can be something that's special, you know, for one of the days of the week that you're celebrating that birthday week.
Oh yeah, and like if you go to the Dollar Tree,
Right.
you can get those like the balloon tablecloths. They're $1. You pick one of those up, you go put it on the table at the park, get some balloons or something like you said, and just have a picnic. And you got to eat anyway, so why not?
Yeah.
We also do that around the holidays too, like Christmas. So we have a thing where we drive around and look at Christmas lights. We have the thing where we do a movie night in our room, and we have a huge master suite, and so we make pallets all over, and just wherever they fall asleep, that's where they fall asleep, and we just run Christmas movies and have popcorn and just make it a kind of a slumber party
Now,
town.
do you guys do the wrapping parties too?
What's the wrapping party?
That's where you bring all the gifts in for everybody other than the person that's receiving it, and then you wrap those presents.
Oh.
And you rotate the kids in and out, you know,
Oh,
so they
that's-
all get to wrap.
That's a really cool idea. Well, we definitely want to do that type of thing. Now, we found with the adoption parties, our experience has been, and I don't know if this is for everybody, but not to go overboard. Has that been your experience as a caseworker?
Well, I think a lot of times kids can get overwhelmed with those feelings and those emotions. And sometimes that can cause, you know, some stress for them or some anxiety that they might not need to go through. If you keep it a little more low key.
Yeah, we kind of went overboard on our first son's adoption party, and it was so overwhelming, it kind of triggered some behaviors.
Right.
And usually after adoption, there's not as many behaviors, but it kind of triggered some behaviors for him because it was too much.
Right, yeah, and I mean, it's understandable if you think about it from their point of view. I mean, they have a lot of emotions going that come into play.
So what we've done is kind of like we do with the birthdays, is we celebrate the actual day just with our immediate family. And then like people like our pastor and friends and stuff, we kind of do some one-on-one stuff with them throughout the week and just have multiple things that go on to celebrate the adoption instead of making it this huge bash and then them kind of having to crash. And I think it's important that when you're making these big events that you think outside the box, because sometimes your typical traditions can trigger behaviors.
Absolutely, it can be trauma related for some kids. It can be, they can be missing their bio families at some times. So there's all kinds of emotions that come into play during, or especially around the holidays.
Oh yeah. So one of the things that we do is we go camping for Thanksgiving.
Oh.
And we take our tour bus and I do the turkey and stuff in my oven on the bus and stuff. The kids can swim, they can go up to the game room and play. So we go to like a resort and they just kind of have that, and then we do our Thanksgiving dinner. We still have the traditional meal, but the reason why we do that, you know why?
Why?
Because when we got Robert, the very first behavior we ever saw from him, we were cooking the turkey and the smell of all of that, it triggered some memories and he went ballistic. And when we went to the therapist, it was the smell. And that's what triggered the whole thing. So we had to kind of think outside the box because we didn't want to give up our Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
But we had to figure out how can we do this where we're not going to trigger. Well, guess what? They're swimming in their game room and stuff. The bus smells like turkey and stuff. We like that. And then when it's time to eat, we all eat. And so we overcame it.
And then it works.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, we got Jody. Joe Mom. Joe Mom. She's going to be on the show. She's going to talk to us about life books for these big events and how we can scrapbook and make memories that'll last forever. Your logo deserves to be on our duffel bag. Contact Cindy McDaniel today. Time on here. Welcome back to Foster Life today. We're talking about making special events big, and we kind of ran long that first segment, but we did the win a date and stuff. So tell me, life books are important. You have to do them. If you're a foster parent, it's mandated that you keep life books. Well, these big events that you have that are special, you probably want to get those in their life book. So what are some of the things that they could do if you choose the way of scrapbooking? We don't scrapbook. I own a TV production company,
Right.
so obviously we televise our kids, but how do you do yours?
It's just really simple. You can, we have borders that you can put around. Our lovely producer Courtney provided us with pictures from her first birthday.
Look, it's Courtney!
Now that's a cake right there.
Yeah, look at these. Courtney, and she's, on the show normally, but she's our producer.
So
Okay.
you just arrange them around however you like them. You can add a border around one of them and add stickers on it, and then make sure you document it. Happy birthday, Courtney, and the date, and it can be as simple
Here,
as
let's
that.
take off these photos and show it this border.
Yeah, how that kind of works. And you just take it with your glue stick?
Yep. Just
Stick it on?
Yep,
And then where do you
yeah.
get like those types of things
These
at?
were,
Show them.
This was just a package of scrapbook stickers.
Oh, okay.
Or die cuts, I think is what those are called. You can do, any of the craft stores have them, all kinds of stickers you can do.
Okay, so tell a little mock-up of a page for us real quick.
Okay. We'll just do cute little Courtney in her birthday hat.
And then these are just little sketchy things that I would guess that you can do, or you can
Yes.
either make yourself.
Yep. So stick Courtney there.
Okay.
Glue around. Bring her in there like that.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And then we glue on some of these.
Right.
And then this looks like everybody that was at her party.
Uh-huh.
So we'll include that one and like her smash cake. Good job,
Okay.
Kristen. Happy birthday. And we can tuck some balloons in like that.
So here we got this little page that we put together, and you may or may not be able to see it because of the camera. So we put this page together. This was a special event, and they made it big, and we have to do these life books, and that one page, so if you keep up with it, that one page basically took no time at all.
No time.
So, and
Maybe 5 minutes you'll
Yeah.
spend on it.
to document it and put it in their book. When we come back, we're going to wrap up right after this.
On foster life.
Your logo deserves to be on our duffel bag. Contact Cindy McDaniel today. Welcome back to Foster Life. Today we are closing up. Rose is here.
Yep.
My daughter is in the studio with us this
Hanging out
afternoon.
with us tonight.
Yeah, how you doing, baby girl? Did you like the show? She's not going to talk to me. She's just going to stare at me. So don't forget our no more trash bags. No way, no more. Duffel bag campaign. If you want to donate, go to fostertv.net to do so. Congratulations to Candy Pendergrass for our Win a Date. And Monday. What's Monday?
Monday we are starting our pilot show for the new show that we have.
Called Foster TV's My Story.
Yep.
The pilot runs Monday night, and so you'll be able to see it then. To everybody, we'll see you next Monday on Foster Life. Wave bye, Rose. Say bye. She said, I'll just kick my leg.
Foster Life is a HEDFRA production, only on Foster TV.